Let's jump right into this explainer. If you're running an NDIS business in Australia right now, look, I don't need to tell you about the pressure. You started this journey to provide life-changing care, but suddenly you're spending a massive chunk of your time acting like a full-time marketing director just to keep the lights on. Today, we are diving deep into a system that is completely shifting the landscape of participant acquisition. We're looking at the NDIS capacity revolution, and specifically how a platform called ProviderRank.com is filling beds and schedules in just 30 days. Let's get into the mechanics of this. To really understand the solution, we first have to talk about the deeply psychological, and let's face it, financial, pain of the problem. What is the true cost of an empty cell bed or an unbooked therapy schedule? This is the silent crisis of empty capacity. You know the feeling. It's that 3 a.m. nightmare where you're paying the lease on properties, you're paying your support workers, the admin overhead, the insurance, all out of pocket, while your capacity just sits there, completely empty. Overhead doesn't take a discount just because a room is vacant. The stark financial reality? $12,000. According to the data, an empty sill bed or underutilized support staff can literally bleed up to $12,000 a month in lost revenue. That is a devastating blow to the sustainability of any care provider. And behind those numbers is a staggering human toll. Every single week, a room or a therapy schedule sits empty. Thousands of dollars in NDIS plan funding literally evaporate. It's incredibly frustrating, right? You're out there doing incredible work, but if you are invisible to the families and support coordinators desperately searching for you, it simply doesn't matter. You end up being forced to panic over cash flow instead of focusing on care. And when panic sets in, providers almost always make their most expensive mistake. This is what we call the generic agency trap, because eventually almost every desperate provider throws their hands up and hands over thousands of dollars to a local digital marketing agency that promises them the absolute world. The problem is, these generic agencies treat a highly specialized NDIS provider exactly like a local pizza shop. They sell you vanity clicks and impressions, flooding your inbox with completely unqualified leads. You end up dealing with people looking for crisis housing or random job seekers asking for support worker roles. But the actual NDIS reality? That requires a deep, nuanced understanding of plan management, complex funding categories, and very specialized support coordinator channels. The result of that mismatch is a total cash bonfire. Providers end up burning $3,000 to $5,000 every single month on ad spend and agency retainers. And the actual signed participant agreements they get? Zero. Meanwhile, while you're burning cash on useless clicks, a competitor down the street who actually understands NDIS positioning is scooping up all the fully funded participants. So let's pivot to the actual solution here, an NDIS-specific growth partner that builds conversion-focused funnels exclusively for this market. Let's look at some real, tangible results. This is where the rubber meets the road. Take Horizon Disability Services out in Western Sydney. They achieved 100% SIL occupancy in just 45 days. Haven Care Solutions filled their 4th SDA home in exactly 3 weeks. And Apex Allied Health? They generated 19 highly qualified occupational therapy and physio leads in a mere 21 days. We aren't talking about vanity clicks here. These are active, ready-to-start participants filling actual capacity. Actually, let's zoom in on that Allied Health example for a second. Dr. Elena at Apex Allied Health generated a staggering $52,000 in new plan revenue in her first 60 days using this exact system. 52 grand! She went from relying on slow, totally unpredictable word-of-mouth referrals to having an OT waitlist booked 6 whole months out. And it works across different service models, too. Take Fiona, a plan manager over in hyper-competitive Perth. She used ProviderRank's automated referral funnels to pull in 42 new plan management clients in just 90 days. This is exactly what happens when you stop targeting generic keywords and start optimizing for how support coordinators and families actually search. Now, if you've been burned by agencies before, I get it, you're probably skeptical. But this next part is what completely shifts the financial reality of marketing an NDIS business. It's a risk-free acquisition model. Get a load of this guarantee. If we don't generate at least 2 guaranteed clients for your NDIS business within 30 days, we work completely for free until you get one. In the industry, they call this Alex Hormozi level risk reversal. Just let the audacity of that sink in for a moment. Adding 2 fully funded clients every single month adds anywhere from $30,000 to over $100,000 in annual plan value to a business. And if ProviderRank doesn't deliver, they bleed their own time and money. It removes the barrier to entry entirely. 0% financial risk. And importantly, it is a 100% done-for-you system. The provider literally does not lift a finger to write copy, build landing pages, or manage Google Ads. It's a massive weight off your shoulders. The system simply plugs right into your business to create sustainable, predictable growth. So how on earth do they confidently make such a bold guarantee? It comes down to a powerful, active, 3-step engine. Step 1 is a deep NDIS audit to optimize your Google business profile for hyper-local top 3 ranking. Step 2 is deploying a high-converting participant engine, which includes tailored landing pages and support coordinator referral campaigns. And Step 3 is consistent inquiries and capacity dominance, funneling pre-screened, plan-managed, or self-managed participants directly to your intake team in real time. So how do providers actually get started? How do you claim your local market and integrate this engine into your operations? What's really refreshing here is the total transparency. Provider Rank offers month-to-month pricing with 0 lock-in contracts. It scales perfectly with where you're at. The starter tier is $1,200 a month and focuses heavily on local Google Maps dominance. The growth tier at $2,400 adds in a dedicated support coordinator referral network. And for full market domination, the $4,500 tier includes entirely done-for-you Google Ads and custom intake funnels. They earn your business every single month by delivering actual ROI. But here is the catch, and it's a big one. There's a strict exclusivity constraint. They only accept a maximum of 5 NDIS providers per local region. Why? To fiercely protect their partners. They flat out refuse to work with competitors in the exact same local catchment area. That ensures the providers they do partner with completely dominate their local Google search and maps. Which leaves us with the final, most pressing question of this entire explainer. Are you going to stop being invisible and claim your free NDIS marketing audit before your competitor does? The choice is pretty simple. Continue the silent financial bleed of empty capacity, or head over to providerrank.com right now and lock in your guaranteed growth. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, and I'll see you in the next explainer.